Hey all, Hiba here. So today we're looking through my top 10 premium ships, and we're starting out with the Yagi. And this is my favorite, like the ones I think are most fun to play, not necessarily the best premiums. So just keep that in mind. So Yagi, it's available for green XP at the moment, so make sure you get it. And you get 12-kilometer torpedoes in this ship here at tier 4. It opens up for a lot of fun plays. Sonar as well, catapult fighter, and also engine boost. Not the best engine boost in the world, but still decent. And one perfect thing about this ship is it allows you to play an agile cruiser at tier 4. And there aren't many agile cruisers below tier 6, really. And this one at tier 4 is just, it's unique, really. So definitely worth the XP, and in my opinion, one of the most fun premium ships you can play. All right, next up we have the Yahagi's big brother up at tier 7, and it is the Targo. Many people seem to think that this is just a premium Mogami and or a Suzuya, but it's not. This is totally different ship. It's a much more aggressive cruiser because it has forward-facing torpedoes, and you can make it incredibly agile, as I'll show you in a moment. It also comes with an extra slot where you can change the range on the torpedoes for a bit faster torpedoes. I usually don't use it, but it does give, extra options. And you get sonar, you get heals, and also those torpedoes are excellent. And remember, it's an X firing pattern, not only behind like Mogami. 1.8 rudder and more than 40 knots. So this is one fast agile cruiser with excellent armor that actually allows you to push in and get to use those forward-facing torpedoes. And it's a lot of fun, and probably one of my favorite premiums in the game. All right, next up we have the British heavy cruiser here, and it is the Exeter. And this shares some of the same qualities as Yagi does at tier 4, except this one is at tier 5. It's a fun ship. It's really fun. And you get to have torpedoes, and you can single fire them. That's very important. And you get heals and sonar, and you also get smokes at tier 5. And remember, this ship has the British acceleration already. So if you put an agile build on it, like I have here, you get the most agile cruiser at tier 5. And because there's really no agile cruisers at tier 5, really, you can just, play like no one else does at this tier. 3.3 rudder and 36 knots, and a pretty good turning radius as well. So Exeter, probably, one of the absolute best premiums in the game, and also one of the most fun to play. So if you haven't bought it yet, I highly recommend it. Okay, next up we have the French Le Terrible, and it's a tier 6 destroyer. Premium destroyer with no smoke, and it's pretty much Le Fantasque at tier 7, just put squeezed into tier 6. And the interesting thing about this ship is that you can put an agile build on it, and you can actually do well because you don't have smoke. You're not really giving up anything in that area, and you can also go all out with the cruiser commanders. You can lower your detection even further if you want to. It makes for really fun gameplay, and it's different gameplay than the usual destroyers you take out, where it's all about concealment and sneakiness. This is very different. 0.9 rudder, people, and almost 46.5 knots. So you can really drive all over the map at tier 6, and you can go anywhere where you need it, and you have 3 banks of torpedoes as well. Concealment is, of course, horrible, but that's not the point here. You are playing this kind of like a very small cruiser, and it is a lot of fun and highly recommended. All right, if you like cruisers or agile cruisers, there's no way around the Wichita. This is an excellent ship, and it doesn't matter which build you put on this ship, it's going to perform regardless. But of course, if you ask me, I think an agile build is the way to go on this thing, because it just makes it so much fun to play. Like, it's an absolute riot. You got radar, you got heals, you got sonar. You don't have an engine boost though, that's a shame, but that would be fun. But I mean, this is one powerful ship, also one of the most powerful ships in the game, and also one of the most fun to play. So a 2.2 rudder and 40 knots and a very good turning radius. And on this build, I don't even have double rudder. I have propulsion mod in the first slot, meaning that you also get the improved acceleration and you still have a 2.2 rudder and still a speed of 40 knots. So that's what I mean. This makes this ship just incredibly fun to play, and it's not as good as the old Wichita CE, but the agility is the same. The accuracy is a little bit worse, but it's still worth definitely to pick up if you don't have it already. All right, next up, a bit of a controversial pick here. It's Tiger 59, and it's my favorite tier 6 cruiser by far because it's just so special, and it's just so much fun to play. And I can play it with an agile build, that's a lot of fun, but for most people, I would probably recommend the build I'm showing here, which is turret. So you get very nice repair parties here, and you will need them because you'll take fire, smoke generator, 4 of them with this build, and 2 radars. So the thing about this ship is that you get smoke and radar at the same time. And that opens up so many funny, interesting plays. So a turret here is all about concealment and at the same time boosting your smoke capability. And that allows you to get 4 very nice smokes on this ship here with this build. And at the same time, if we just look at the radar here, you have 8.5 detection, not too good actually, but fine. And then your ship detectability is 8.4, meaning that you'll be able to stealth radar in this build here and at the same time have a full smoke build. So this makes this ship incredible, and I highly recommend it. Okay, next up, if you're tired of traditional cruisers, then this is your thing. This is the Craftspay, and this is pretty much a cruiser hull with 2 battleship turrets on it, like a tier 5 cruiser with tier 6 turrets and guns, obviously. And wow, is this a fun ship to play. And you also get an excellent sonar on top, and you also get heals, and you also get torpedoes. Only 8 kilometer range, but that's more than you need in this ship here. And on this build here, I don't have an artillery build, so that's pretty much stuck, but it's still pretty good. And don't forget those 283 millimeter guns here that can just absolutely punish other cruisers and battleships. And also, there's so many builds you can put on this ship because the Germans have so many cruiser commanders. So highly recommended, and it's not very expensive actually. So get this if you don't have it. All right, and next up is my favorite destroyer, and it's the Sett 39. It sits at tier 6, which is perfect. Not too many radar cruisers, and really, like, you can also pick the Sett 35, but I prefer the Sett 39 because it comes with a speed boost that the Sett 35 doesn't. And I usually put a full sonar build on. I'm using Lütjens here. He's a cruiser commander. It doesn't matter at all because I'm boosting the sonar. So I get more of them, like less cooldown time and longer duration. And I get like a longer range on the torpedo detection. So smokes, engine boost, and of course the sonar, which is what is your bread and butter in the ship here. 4.7 torpedo detectability and 5 kilometer ship detectability. It means you can just take over a cap pretty much. And with this build, you still have a 5.4 kilometer concealment, which is pretty good still. And that is along with a full sonar build. So I highly recommend this ship, and I really, really like it. All right, moving on to the Italians. And here we have the tier 6 Gorizia cruiser. This is obviously premium ships. All these ships are premium ships, and it's also really good looking. And the thing about this ship here is that, again, you get to mix smoke and, in this case, sonar. So you can pull off some really fun plays in this ship here. And this is what the game is all about, right? Having fun. You can just, steam into a cap full on, and when you get spotted, you just drop your smoke and pop your sonar on and, kill some destroyers, because this ship also has semi-armor piercing shells on top. So it's fantastic ship. It doesn't have torpedoes, but other than that, it's excellent. And if you saw the agility before, this is the most agile cruiser in the game. 1.9 rudder and really fast and really good turning radius. And this thing turns like you don't know what if you try to put a full agile build on it. So highly recommended ship. All right. As the only battleship in this video here, we have the Roma, and really there isn't that much variety in the battleships. I mean, they all play roughly the same, and yes, some of them have torpedoes, and one of them have a radar, the Missouri, but not many people have that. But Roma does get the rolling smoke, and that's its claim to fame, and that's what makes this ship stand out from pretty much the rest of the battleships in the game. And it makes it fun, or at least more fun than other battleships. It's not the best battleship by far, really. But like I said, this video is about ships that are fun to play and different to play and give you something other than just looking at, what can put out the most damage. And if you're looking for damage, this is a decent ship, but there are better battleships out there. But if you're looking for, fun plays and, surprising gameplay, this is the thing for you. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you out there.